This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, Real News Media TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update. I trust everyone is having a wonderful morning. And in the news for today, November 4, 2022, investigations launched into discovery of deceased fetus at KPH. The Ministry of Health and Wellness said it has received a report of the discovery of a deceased fetus in the sewer at the Kingston Public Hospital. According to preliminary information received, the fetus was discovered by a man cleaning the sewer underneath the basement of the hospital. The Health Ministry said the matter has been reported to the police and the investigations are now underway. The police will be updated on the progress of those investigations, it noted. The Southeast Regional Health Authority can be contacted for further information, said the ministry. Titi man among 6 listed as persons of interest in West Kingston. The Kingston Western Police have listed several individuals as persons of interest. They are Tajay Freeman, otherwise called Weng, Lester Coke, Christopher Coke Jr., otherwise called Titi man, Ryan Bembridge, otherwise called Little Blacks, Dwayne Grant, otherwise called Billy, and Reddy Reddy. These individuals have been identified by detectives as persons who may be able to assist them with ongoing investigations into crimes committed in the division. According to the police, several attempts have been made to contact them at their known addresses and phone numbers. However, these efforts have failed. These men are now being asked to make contact with detectives at the Denham Town Criminal Investigations Branch by 6 p.m. on Friday, November 4, the police said in a release. The police are asking anyone with information that can assist their investigations to contact the Denham Town CIB at 876-948-6443, Crime Stop at 311, the JCF tip line at 811, or the nearest police station. UK is disappointed by delay in reclassifying security guards. The Union of Clerical, Administrative and Supervisory Employees has expressed disappointment over reports that the reclassification of security guards to the status of employees has been delayed. The Jamaica Society for Industrial Security says it is still in discussions with its public and private sector clients following the Supreme Court ruling that security guards are employees and not independent contractors. The ruling means that security guards are now entitled to certain benefits as stipulated by the labor laws. In an interview with the News, UK's President Vincent Morrison said that the island's security guards are uneasy about the delay in implementing the ruling, considering they have been languishing for over 40-odd years under these conditions. The UK's president also accused the Ministry of Labour of failing the security guards by not insisting that the law be enforced by the security companies. Mr. Morrison said the union has written to the Labour Minister Carl Samuda calling for the establishment of a joint industrial council for the security guard industry, but it has not yet received a response. He believes such a council would help deal with issues like these in the industry. However, he questioned the government's willingness to embark on this initiative, noting that it would need a backbone to take such a bold decision going forward.
In fact, we have been getting a lot of calls from security guards right across the country wanting to know what is happening, because what seems to happen is that the court order has not yet been implemented. And I think that this is a serious matter. I think what may be happening is the company have been leaning on government. And I think that's a sad day for law and order in Jamaica. You know, security guards have worked for over 40 years under these conditions. And I really believe what should have happened since the court made its judgment, this ruling, I think the Labour Ministry should have called the company, the union, and based on the proposal that we have made to them, to the minister, weeks ago, I think we should be looking at the setting up a joint industrial company to deal with the issues in this industry. But I don't know if the government of Jamaica has the backbone to take such a bold decision going forward, because that is what is required.
31-year-old man with unknown illness seeks help. Christopher Gardner was once a cheerful young man who has always been determined to work and earn his way through life. But 2 years ago, he fell ill, and as a result, his health and life as he knew it took a sharp turn for the worse. Gardner previously operated a Toyota Coaster bus but has been unable to work after falling ill and is now confined to his residence in Lawrence Tavern, St. Andrew. On a daily basis, his life is disrupted by acute chest pains, sore throat, shortness of breath, persistent indigestion, and weight loss, among other respiratory and digestive issues. Speaking with a strained voice on Thursday during a news interview, the 31-year-old stated that he was unsure of how he had developed the illness. He explained that he first thought that something was wrong when he began to experience symptoms pointing to gastroesophageal reflux disease, commonly known as acid reflux. This can also cause heartburn and upper abdominal or chest pain. However, he soon dismissed the malady due to the length of time that he has been experiencing the symptoms. After visiting the doctor's office, he was informed that he needed to do an endoscopy. Gardner, who is currently unemployed, said he is seeking the public's assistance to help pay for the test to be conducted at the University Hospital of the West Indies, which will cost $56,000 so that doctors can determine the source of his suffering. I just need help because I like to work. I like to go out and try help myself. I am not a bad person. I just really need help to know what's really going on inside my body, he pleaded. Every hour that Gardner lives is greeted with anxiety and uncertainty, as he often wonders whether he will survive to see another day. It's like every day I wake up, it's like a struggle to me. Majority of the time I end up at the KPH because I am scared, because oxygen is life, and when you feel like you are not breathing, you're going to be scared, he expressed. Despite many efforts to remain mentally strong, Gardner said he is particularly concerned about his 63-year-old mother, who is afflicted with hypertension and is also worried about his health. Sometimes we feel like I'm lost this, to tell you the God Almighty truth. I never used to feel like this, so all of this experience right now, I feel uncomfortable, he said. Those willing to help Christopher Gardner can contact him via telephone or WhatsApp at 876-707-1618 or 876-475-3337. A deposit can also be made to the savings account in the name of Crystal McHugh at the Bank of Nova Scotia UWI branch, account number 404-240-153. Entertainer Dada and a brother among 6 listed as persons of interest by St. Ann Police. Dancehall entertainer Dada, whose given name is Amir Fief, is among 6 men listed as persons of interest by the St. Ann Police as investigators probe shootings, which they say are linked to a conflict between 2 entertainers in the parish. The artist, brother Shaquille Fief, is also listed as a person of interest. Also being sought are Jade Guest, otherwise called the Oven Boss or Cookie, Jamil Thomas, and the 2 men known by their aliases Lenky and K Money. Fief is also known as Dada Belweta, grew up in Ocherius as a child star, making a name for himself in the early 2000s. Commander of the St. Ann Police Senior Superintendent Dwight Powell told the news that the men are being asked to turn themselves in at the Ocherius Police Station by 8 p.m. on Friday, November 4. Powell said the police are seeking to put an end to the conflict between the entertainers, which he said has spread to their supporters. The names of the entertainers at the center of the conflict were not disclosed by the police. According to the police, the latest incident linked to the conflict occurred on Wednesday when a food delivery bike rider was shot in the chest while making a delivery in Content Gardens, Ocherius. The 19-year-old was rushed to the St. Anne's Bay Regional Hospital, where he was admitted in serious condition. The police have theorized that the attack is linked to the shooting of a woman in the Pineapple area of Ocherius on October 30 and a May shooting of a man who has since been identified as the brother of the 19-year-old delivery bike rider. The brother is among the men listed as persons of interest by the police. The intelligence that we have gathered so far indicates that there are 2 local DJs who are feuding, and the supporters of these 2 men have joined in the conflict, Powell told the news. The conflict has gathered momentum, and so we have seen the latest incident being played out. It has brought to bear the fact that people are not using amicable means in settling their disputes, he added. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.